Now let us meet our green-thumbed gardener from New York City.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
Hoover Jackson.
Number 2.
My name is Hoover Jackson.
Number 3.
My name is Hoover Jackson.
And here is how Hoover Jackson's garden grows. Shows you can if you want to. It says, I, Hoover Jackson, have a small farm. Now that in itself is hardly an earth-shaking fact, but wait till you hear where my farm is located. Amazingly, it's in one of the busiest, most crowded sections of New York City, in Harlem. My modest farm is on a 1/4 acre plot right next to my shop. Now, originally, this farm was a vacant lot, but with the high cost of living, I decided to plant things there. And in the summer, I produce cabbages, collards, squash, string beans, okra, sweet potatoes, and corn that's 10 feet high. And it's all good, too. Just ask my 9 kids. Or ask my neighbors, too. You see, I also give some of the things away to 25 to 30 of my very close friends. Signed, Hoover Jackson. And probably the man who knows the least about agronomy on this show is Bill Cullen.
Oh,
from
yeah.
Downtown Pittsburgh. We'll start with
I
you.
have to ask the first question that occurs to me, Gary, and I will ask it of number 3, if I may. Here in New York City, we all know how things are here. Have you taken any security measures to keep your farm to keep the things that have grown in your farm from being taken away when you're not there?
Yes, I have a fence around my farm and 2 bad dogs.
That's exactly. Because otherwise, it looked like the locusts had been by every 7 minutes. Number 1, did you use the topsoil that was there when you moved? Is this an empty lot? I assume it's a lot, a regular city plot. Is that right?
Yes, it was an empty lot until I took it over.
And what did you do about the topsoil, number 1?
Well, I got some soil from some friends of mine in Jersey. And I put it on the topsoil and used a spade to turn it over.
Now, number 2, during the growing season, how many hours a day do you work normally at your farm to produce these crops?
Oh, about 1 to 2 hours a day.
Number 1, I'll come back to...
No, you won't, Bill. Sorry. We're going to Sherry Henry.
Most important question I can think of is where do you get them? Fresh okra in New York City. I can't believe it. Mr. Jackson, number 2, did you farm before you came to New York City?
Yes, I did.
Where was that?
South Carolina.
Number 1, what kind of fertilizer do you use on this small farm?
I get some topsoil from a friend of mine in Jersey.
Number 3, why did you go into this? What was the point of it?
Well, this lot was vacant next to my shop. No one was using it, so I decided to grow things there. So someone come up and say, well, this is my land. So that's why I decided to do that.
Number 2, do you have any idea how much money you save by growing your own?
Oh, about $300 or $400 or maybe more.
Besides that, you eat well, don't you?
Right.
All right, number 1, when do you plant in New York City? When can you first turn the soil over and put the seeds in?
When the springtime, around March, April month.
Thanks, sir. And we're going to go Nipsey.
Number 2, what kind of shop do you operate? Besides
barber shop.
I see. Number 3, on what street is that located?
Edgecombe Avenue.
Edgecombe Avenue, near what street?
Near the 141st Street.
I see. Number 1, did you ever use such things as coffee grinds, eggs as fertilizer?
No.
I see. Number 3, how larger heads of collards do you grow? Number 2, I'm sorry.
Grow pretty large.
Like
the size of, I don't know, that's about like that.
Yeah, are they green or pale collards?
They green.
I see. Number 2 still, do you grow black-eyed peas?
Yeah, we grow black-eyed peas.
Can I buy some up, number 2? Invite me to dinner, either one. Number 3, do you know what Vigoro is?
Vigoro?
Yes.
No.
Number...
All right, Nipsey, we're going to go find Little Kitty Carlisle.
Thank you. Number 2, did you ever find out who owned your vacant lot?
Which
Number
one,
2?
Number
No, I did not find out who owned the vacant lot.
Number 3, how long have you had your crops there?
7 years.
And nobody ever came to claim the land?
No, it was previously a parking lot.
I see. Number 1, you don't use fertilizer. Number 2, do you use fertilizer?
Yes, I did.
Well, now, how do you come out even? It doesn't cost you more to grow the things than it would to buy them?
No.
Number 3, do you know about this project for vacant lots for growing things for kids in New York City?
Yes.
Do you know who runs that?
No, I don't.
It's a good program. Number 2, do your kids help you farm?
Very little.
They're too small. Oh, very little. They're not too small, but they don't help. Why don't they?
The first thing, they don't know about it.
Well, you should teach them.
We got ourselves a little bell, and that cuts off the game. But it's voting time, if you will. Ladies and gentlemen, mark down number 1, or a number 2, or a number 3. And Bill Cullen seems to be quite positive.
No, I'm not too positive because you said what I don't know about agronomy you can put in your hay wagon or something like that. But I don't know. Number 3 seemed to me like the fellow who actually owned the place. I like the idea. First thing he thought of when I asked, he had the security there, the fence and the dogs.
And
I'll
the
buy
2
that.
mean dogs.
Yeah.
All right, you got a 3 showing on Sherry.
Well, if I was smart enough to get something as enterprising as that going, my kids wouldn't help either. I vote for number 2.
So we're going down the line so far, 3, 2, and Nipsey.
My native state is Georgia, and there's something about the way in which people pronounce the names of their homes. And when he said, I'm from Carolina, I went for number 2.
Alrighty, and so on that basis, we've got a pair of 2s, and Kitty, you're up.
I just think number 2 knew more about it than anybody else, and I think he's the real one. Yeah.
Almost unanimously, number 2. 3 has got 1. At this time, will the real Hoover Jackson, sir, please stand up? There. Rats, gentlemen, I was hoping to do better than that. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, however. Number 1, what is your real name? What did you do?
My name is Stanley Hansen,
Yes?
and I work for an art firm in New York City, 2 West 46th Street, Arthur Brown and Brothers.
Oh, yeah. Good outfit. And number 3, sir, you want to tell us who you are and what you do?
My name is John Motley, and I'm the Assistant Director of Music for the New York City Public Schools and conductor of the All City High School Chorus.
I don't know a whole lot I can say to you, Mr. Jackson, except I admire your ingenuity. It's a marvelous idea. Do the neighbors pitch in and help?
No, they didn't. I did it most of myself.
Do most of it yourself. I bet they're proud of you, though, and I bet it's helped the neighborhood, hasn't
I'm
it?
very proud of it.
Yeah.
Very proud of it.
Should think so. Great idea. And thank you very much, Hoover Jackson and gentlemen, for being here.
This is Stu Wendell speaking for To Tell the Truth, a Mark Goodson, Bill Captain production.